Hello, my name is Tom Whitehead, and today it's a drizzly, chilly day here, and I thought maybe it'd be fun to do one of my comfort foods. And the comfort food today is we're gonna make some grits, and then we're gonna take that tomato sauce that I showed you guys how to make, and we're gonna modify it and add shrimp to it. So we'll basically have some shrimp and grits today. So the first thing we have to do is make the grits. The grits, things you have to remember about grits is we're going to be using stone ground grits, where they're the roughest grits, and they take at least an hour to cook, if not longer. And you have to stir them, and you have to be very patient. And the other important thing is it's a 4-to-1 ratio of whatever liquid you're going to use to a cup of grits. So it'd be 4 cups of liquid to 1 cup of grits. And the liquid we're going to use today is, because I like mine a little creamier, is I made a mixture of milk and cream and water. And I'll put a recipe out if it interests you. I think it's 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of cream, and 2 cups of water is what I'm using today. And it's also important to salt it. So we're going to put in about 2 teaspoons of salt. That looks about right. And we're going to put some heat underneath this. And some of the important things, one of the important things about grits is when you pour it in, you have to be using a whisk, and that'll keep it from clumping. The other thing is some of the stone ground grits that you get have a lot of chafe with it, and so you have to put it in cold water and let that rise up, and these pieces you just take out so it doesn't get in the way of when you're making your grits. Don't use instant grits. We're trying to make a really creamy, really nice thing, so I don't use instants. A lot of people swear by them, but we don't need them today. We've got plenty of time, as we all know. So we're getting this to a simmer. And so this is going to take an hour, hour and a quarter to make. And so while we're having that going at an hour and a quarter, I'll make some tomato sauce and pop it into the oven. Tomato sauce, pop it into the oven. And then at the end, I'll put it all together and you can see what it looks like. So, first of all, let's get this going. So you can see I'm using a cup of grits, so that means I've got 4 cups of liquid I'm putting it into. There we go. Now, we're going to switch over to a wooden spoon. We're getting it back up to a light boil, and to a boil, and then we're going to turn it down. Okay. So it's boiling. I'm turning it down. And this is where people make mistakes in the grits, is they keep thinking that it's done when it's only been on for half an hour or 40 minutes. But you have to keep going until you don't get that gritty, hard chew. So we're going to keep it going, and you just be patient and come back and stir it every so often. And if it looks like it's getting a little dry, we'll add some more liquid to it. But it's just a process, and just be patient. Okay, while the grits are going, we are going to make that tomato sauce. So the tomato sauce, if you remember, has to have a high oven. So we're going to put the oven at 425 or so. We're going to take tomatoes. We're going to take tomatoes and cut them in sixths. I've washed these tomatoes already. So it's simple. Quarters will work. They're bigger, cut them smaller. Needs a lot of olive oil in this recipe. And we need some garlic. And everybody, I've already told everybody the difference between a clove and a bulb many times, but just be careful. You're using 3 or 4 cloves, not 3 or 4 bulbs of garlic. So we can put the tomatoes in. Into the garlic. I'm just peeling it. Oops. There we go. And we're just going to slice all the garlic up. Oops. Oh. Well, that wasn't peeled very well, was it? All right, put that in. We've got some oregano that we're putting in. Make sure you stir your grits so they don't burn. Now, one of the things I'm going to do differently with this tomato sauce is I'm going to heat it up a little bit. So I'm using some crushed pepper about a quarter teaspoon. Okay, here's our tomato sauce. It's going to go into the oven. Stays in the oven for about a half an hour. The grits have another 45 minutes to cook. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Let's do a couple things. First of all, my tomato sauce, I'm going to add peeled raw shrimp to the tomato sauce that's in the oven. So let's get that going. Oh, wow. That looks awesome. Now, at this point, we can just turn on the heat and finish it off on top, which is fine. And then we can check out our, now don't those look good? So it's been a while. Let's see how creamy they are. They look beautiful. Let's see. Oh, really good. Oh, wow. And I like to finish them off a little bit. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of butter in there. When I was making it, I had to add liquid twice. So I added about half a cup total or so of water. So you're going to have to do that during the cooking process. So with the shrimp, we're just trying to get them done. If you cook them too long, they become rubbery, but in a dish like this, there's not much you can do about that, because if you have leftovers, they're gonna be a little rubbery, but it's never bothered me. So this is also a time that if you wanted to make cheese grits, you can add cheese to the grits. They'll be nice. But I'm doing it this way because I like the versatility of having plain grits, so that in the morning, if I want to do something with them, I can. Now, if you don't use them all the way, all of them, the way you reheat them is they're going to solidify. And the way you reheat them is you break it up, add some more cream or water to it, and then just mix it up and it'll come back. So this is ready. Now granted, this is not a classic shrimp and grits, but I think it looks pretty good. So you start grits, turn that off. Grits on top. Oops. And then you can put a little oregano spear on top to top it off. And there's your shrimp and grits. Let's see. Oh yeah. Wow. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, this video. You can see it's quite easy and there's a lot of latitude. So, thanks for watching and bon appetit.